Good morning dear students, welcome back to the maths class. Dear students, in the last class we have discussed the inverse of tan and cot functions. In this class I am going to explain about inverse of secant function and cosecant function. First let's see inverse of secant function. Inverse of secant function, right? Let f, the function f a to r is defined by f of x is equals to secant x, where a is equals to r minus of x such that x is equals to 2n plus 1 into 5 by 2. Here n is belongs to z. Okay, so here the function f a to r is neither 1 nor onto function, neither 1 nor onto function, because the trigonometric secant function is values are repeated for the certain intervals, right? So that's why this is neither 1 nor onto function. Okay, but the range of f, the function, is equals to r minus of minus 1 comma 1 closure bracket. So the range of function f is, except these values, remaining values will also not consider, right? So the function f a to r minus of minus 1 and 1 is onto function. It is a onto function. So when it is onto function, f also becomes 1 function, also becomes 1 function. When it is 1 function, when we change the domain and to its certain intervals, if we restrict its domain to interval d, right, so then only it will satisfy the 1 function. So where d can be any one of the following interval. So the intervals are follows like this: minus 5 and 0, minus of minus 5 by 2, right, another 0 comma pi, minus of 5 by 2, another 5 comma 2 pi, minus of 3 pi by 2, and so on. For these intervals only the function f becomes 1, right? So finally the function f is a 1 and onto function. When the function is 1 and onto function, then it satisfies the bisective function, right? It also becomes a bisective function. When the function is a bisective function, then inverse is possible for that function, right? So here function f is domain to r minus of minus 1 and 1 is 1 and onto function. So when this is on 1 and onto, then it satisfies the bisective function, right? So already you know that when it is a bisective function, we can easily find out the inverse of the function, right? So f inverse is r minus of minus 1 and 1 open brackets to domain. So here this f inverse is exists. So here f inverse, generally the inverse of secant function is denoted by secant inverse or arc secant, right? So to represent inverse of secant function, generally we use this identity. Okay, now let's see the graph of secant function. Afterwards we will see, look into the graph of inverse of secant function. Okay, first graph of secant function. This horizontal line represents the x-axis and this vertical line represents the y-axis, right? So this intersection point is called as origin. This O is called as origin. Clear? So here intervals on x-axis, it is minus pi, it is plus pi. So here the range is 1 and here it is minus 1, right? So general graph is observed like this. So just if you consider the certain intervals and you give those intervals for the secant function, you will get the graph in this way. So identify this spot in dark way, and one more you can draw like this. Roughly you can draw, right? So this is the graph of secant function. Next we'll see the graph of inverse secant function. Okay, this is represents the graph of secant function. Y is equals to secant x. Here the x is defined for certain values only. Those values are 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5, and x is not equals to pi by 2. Here already this is very important, because already this point x is not equals to pi by 2. Here we discussed when we are going to discuss about the domains of this function. So minus 5 and 0, minus of minus pi by 2, and 0, pi and minus of pi by 2. For these certain intervals only this function is satisfied, right? So that's why here x is not equals to pi by 2. Okay, now let's see the inverse graph of secant function. So this horizontal line represents the x-axis, vertical line represents y-axis. This intersection point is 0 here, right? So here these values comes on y-axis, x-axis intervals on y-axis, and y-axis values comes on x-axis, right? So here it is minus 1, here it is plus 1, so here it is pi, because this is defined for 0 to pi only, right? For these values it is defined, so that's why here we consider 0 and pi. This is okay. So just rough graph for this function is just like this. Okay, this is the, if you take the certain intervals you will get the proper graph. Just it is for identity only, you can easily understand these kind of graphs. Okay, next here if we choose the domain d is equals to 0 to pi and minus pi by 2, so then the inverse of secant function is r minus of minus 1 and 1 to 0 comma pi minus of minus pi by 2, right? For these values it is satisfied. Clear? So in this way you have to draw the graph of inverse secant function. Okay, next let's see inverse of cosecant function. Inverse of cosecant function. So this inverse cosecant function also defines in the same way as like a secant function. So just see, it is little changed here, some certain values it will be defined. So here f is a to r becomes it is a function and it is defined by f of x is equals to cosecant x. F of x is equals to cosecant x, where a is equals to r minus of x such that x is equals to n pi, where n is belongs to z, where n is belongs to z. For this condition, this cosecant function is inversible, right? So the not cosecant function, cosecant function is defined, but the function f a to r is neither 1 nor 1 function, neither 1 and nor 1 function, nor onto function, because already the cosecant function is values are repeated for the after certain intervals. So that's why cosecant function is neither 1 nor onto function, right? But the range of the function f is r minus of -1 and 1 it is, right? So the function f is defined like this: a to r minus of -1 to 1. Clear? So it is a onto function. It is onto function. So there is a chance for the function f to become a 1 function, right? So f also become 1 function when we restrict its domain to certain interval d, right? These intervals are can any one of the following. So one see minus 3 pi by 2 and minus pi by 2, minus of minus pi, and another interval minus pi by 2, pi by 2, minus of 0, and another pi by 2, come on, 3 pi by 2, minus of pi, and so on. For this certain intervals only this function is defined. So finally we can conclude that the function f d2 r minus of -1 to 1 is 1 and onto function. 1 and onto function. When it is 1 and onto function, then it is a bijective function. It is a bijective function. So you know that only when the function is bijective function, then the inverse of that particular function is possible, right? Now the inverse of this function is f inverse of r minus of -1 and 1 to d, right? This is exist. This is exists. So here the function is inverse function is denoted by f inverse. Here we are going to find out inverse of cosecant function, right? Inverse of cosecant function. So inverse cosecant function denoted by like this: cosecant inverse of x or arc of cosecant function, right? Arc of cosecant function. In general we are using this function. Okay, now let's see the graph of cosecant function. After that we look into graph of inverse of cosecant function. Okay, just little variation as compared to the secant function. Okay, so first see, this already you know, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is the horizontal point. So here the intervals are the x-axis and the values for these intervals on y-axis, this one and -1 here. So just based on these values the graph comes like this, right? Based on these values the graph comes like this. Okay, this is, you have to draw little dark. So here also, so the graph comes like this. Clear? So you have to draw the graph of the secant function in this way. Okay, so in this way you can draw remaining curves also. Just you can take the additional intervals here on here, you will get certain values. Based on the values you will get the graph. So just inverse of this cosecant function is like this. So just intervals on of x-axis comes on y-axis and values on x-axis, right? So here these values comes like this. This is -1 and this is 1. Okay, so rough graph for these values are like this. Okay, this is graph of inverse of cosecant function. Inverse of cosecant function. So here this is represents the graph of cosecant function. Okay, so here this x is defined for certain values only, right? Those values are the x is minus 5 by 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 5 by 2 and x is not equals to 0, right? Already we have discussed this x is not equals to 0. Just I consider this interval. You can take any one of this interval, you will get the graph like this only. Okay, so based on these intervals only you can draw the diagram or graph of inverse cosecant function. Okay, so here when we choose the domain of the cosecant function, d is equals to minus pi by 2 and 5 by 2 minus of 0, then the inverse function of cosecant function is, so cosecant function inverse is defined like this. Cosecant inverse of r minus of minus 1 to 1 to minus 5 by 2 to minus 5 by 2 minus of 0 only, right? This is the cosecant inverse function. This represents domain, this represents range of the inverse of cosecant function, right? This is called as the principal value of the inverse cosecant function, right? I think my students, I hope you understand all these inverse functions of trigonometric functions. Once you go through the definitions and graphs, you will get the point. Here the most important thing is every time we are discussing that this cosecant inverse function of trigonometric function, right? So here this first value represents what we are giving an input. This represents the domain and this represents the range. So based on this only we have to find out the domain and range of the inverse trigonometric functions, right? In the next class we will discuss about the domain and range of the inverse trigonometric functions. Those are very, very important for the further calculations which are available in our exercises, right? So if you have any doubt, you can contact me. We will meet in the next session. Thank you.